Because actually, last time we dived into a tactical theme called annihilation, and for those who, yeah, I know that we have like new subscribers to our group. I mean, just newly promoted students from A group to B group. So you are most welcome, guys, to join us. So please, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the new chess knowledge you'll find here. Uh, but yeah, sometimes you'll find some a little bit more advanced concepts. So please don't get overwhelmed. Yeah. So please try to yeah, sharpen your focus as much as you can. Last session we talked about some tactical theme. It's called annihilation or removing the defender. So today we will go ahead. We'll continue our journey about tactical themes. So today's session is simply about some new tactic called blockade. So guys, anyone here knows what the meaning of blockade in chess? What is blockade meaning? So if you know the definition of blockade, please raise your hand. Don't try to solve this puzzle now, because yeah, this introductory example is just for me to explain. After that, yes. Next example for you, for sure, to share with me your answers. So, Chris, do you know what the meaning of blockade in chess?
Yes, blockade means like you are like stopping some piece, like mainly pawns. We stop it from like pushing or developing, something like that.
Okay, you are too close, of course. Thanks for the answer. Yes, almost perfect, of course. So, guys, as Chris said, in other words, blockade just means like you are just stopping or preventing some piece from reaching out some square or some uh, target zone, right? So you are just like doing some paralysis of this piece, so it cannot reach out some specific square or some specific control. Okay, guys. So how to do that in practice? Let's go ahead and dive deeply into our first example. Here we go, guys. This is our first example of today's topic, blockade. Can you think about this position and let me know what's your best continuation here as white? Just take it seriously, guys, because actually those positions were taken from real games. Actually, those were real games. I mean, it's not composed by hand. It was a real game. So it was a real game played in 1899. Oh, long time ago. So please try to come back with the best plan here for white, applying the tactic called blockade. I'll give you like a minute or a couple of minutes maximum. After that, I will reveal the answer with you, because actually the first example is just to explain, so you get familiarized with the blockade and you know what blockade means. After that, from the next example onwards, of course, it will be for you to share your answers with me. So guys, feel free to raise your hand once you find the best continuation here for white. For Srikari, yes, this is B1 group. Yes, you are correct. This is B1 group. So guys, yeah, of course you have the full excuse if you can't find the combination here, because yeah, I know this is the first time for you to study something like blockade. I mean, in practice. So let me reveal the answer with you guys for this example, and for sure the next one I will give you the chance to answer. Okay, so here we go, guys. In this position, of course, it's a very well-known pattern, very well-known checkmating pattern. Look at this. This king, black king, is completely miserable. And if you notice, you have a very active knight here. So if you could jump here safely, and you could bring your piece here, I mean, queen or a rook, of course, yeah, I mean, covered by your knight, it would be a checkmate, right? There's no exit or escape for the king, right? So how can I penetrate? How can I gain the access here, guys? It's simply, I can gain the access here by sacrificing, opening up the H file. How can I do that? Just sacrifice on H7, exploiting the fact that is the G6 square is already is completely covered, right? So if you sacrifice here in H7 and give another check with the rook, there is no sneaking here through the G6 because actually the G6 square is covered by the knight and also by the other rook, right, guys? So let's remove all the highlights. What if, yeah, we do that in reality like that, Queen H7 check, boom, stunning move, right? It's a big surprise for our opponent, just sacrificing your queen with a check. Of course, he's forced to accept this sacrifice. Otherwise, if he run away, you can simply deliver a checkmate in one move, right? So guys, by logic, yeah, the natural response here is to capture your queen. And now, rook h5 check. King g8, retreating back to g8 square. And now comes the concept of blockade. Look at this, guys. Knight g6, blockading this pawn. So of course, if he could just push this pawn to g6 or even g5, of course his queen will cover h8, and also he will create a shelter. I mean, create an additional space, additional room for the king to escape from, right? So we can come here and then come here and so on. So how to stop this pawn from moving? So just to blockade it by knight g6. This is the double exclam move and applying today's concept, which is blockade, blockading this g7 pawn. And now your next move will be rook h8 checkmate. Can you find here, guys, any good defense for black against this threat? This is our next threat, rook h8 checkmate. If you are playing black, just imagine. Do you have any good defense here? Abdul Qadir, yes. Just imagine if you are playing black, what can you proceed here? How can you
Rook to f8.
Sorry?
Rook to f8.
Okay, rook f8 is a nice try by Abdul Qadir, but actually, yeah, you could just delay the checkmate because actually this was checkmate, but now you have this shelter for your king, but unfortunately there is rook takes rook, and it's a checkmate once again. What the name of this checkmate pattern, guys? Do you know? Of course, guys, every checkmate pattern has a name, especially those common checkmate patterns. So what the name of this checkmate pattern? Who knows? Chris, Leo. Chris, do you know the name?
Golden Sweet.
No, there is another name. It's not the correct name. How about Niraja? Niraja, do you know the name of this checkmate pattern?
Anesthesia bit.
No, it's not anesthesia. It's called anesthesia, but it's not anesthesia as well. There is another name. Yes, anesthesia mate can be delivered by the cooperation of both the rook and the knight, but actually in a different style, different pattern. It's not the pattern of anesthesia. Ashai.
So
Yes?
Arabian,
Sorry?
Arabian bit.
Once again, it's not the Arabian mate. Yes. Once again, Arabian mate can be delivered by the cooperation of the rook and the knight, but actually not in this case. It's a completely different design, different position. So this pattern, guys, is called, for your reference, please try to memorize that. It's called hook mate. You know the hook? H double OK. So it's called hook mate. Hook mate, it's like that. See this design? It looks like a hook. You know the hook? So if also you, yeah, it's like a hook, like L shape, but with an extra side. So it looks like a hook in design. That's why it's called hook mate. Yeah. So guys, please try to memorize this pattern name. This name is called hook mate. Okay, guys. So nice try by you guys, especially Abdul Qadir, who found the rook f8, trying to survive. But actually, yeah, it's still a checkmate by rook takes f8, hook checkmate. Right, guys? So now, guys, you know in practice what the meaning of blockade in chess. Blockade is just preventing or stopping some of your opponent piece to reach out some target square or to control some target square. Okay, guys? Or to create some, extra space for your opponent. Like in this example, sacrifice opening up the H file to just bring up your your other rook over H5 squared to deliver a check. After that, of course, the stunning move knight G6. Of course, you could never sacrifice your queen if you don't see this move. So never ever, guys, sacrifice any of your pieces unless you see the whole winning line, right? So this is your next threat, checkmate. So yeah, the only try is rook f8, as Abdulkader said, but actually there is rook h8. You have to follow up in your visualization so you can see the checkmate, right? Okay, so guys, so far, any question, any doubt? So please raise your hand before we go ahead through the next examples. Please raise your hand if you have any question or if you want to analyze further with me. It's my pleasure, of course. No questions, no analysis. Okay, so far so good. So let's go through the next one.